Jesus! I gotta do every fucking thing around here. Yep. We are back, you sons of cousins of greater bitches. Oh, you know, I think we're down a white boy. I think we lost our Florida man. I'm not gonna, it's up to him.
Well, he's not. We don't get an update this week.
We haven't got a Florida man update. We check in a bit. This motherfucker is. You know what? He's too busy Floridaing for us.
The next update better be fucking interesting. There's a lot of time there.
If it ain't, then we out of Florida. Fuck him. You don't take this many weeks off and come back. Yeah, I'm just out here chilling, man.
What do you got to say? Nothing.
I'm just out here.
He's in Florida, and there's been a major Republican election. Something has changed there.
A Republican election, 2 hurricanes.
Yeah, that's right.
Bruh? Anywho, welcome back to the Greater Britton podcast. We appreciate your listening ears, all my beautiful Greaterites. I am, of course, joined by my WHB.
Hot my eyes.
K-Train, yo.
You're welcome.
Hey, I expect it now. I pause. I
pause for it.
Listen.
I got a new one.
We're getting fucking good at this.
That's for when you blow some shit up.
Okay, I was about to say. So now we're doing breaking and entering. I was confused. Okay, but yeah, it's like shit.
Because we know you will.
He done kicked the door down.
We know you're gonna kick the hornet's nest.
What happens when stupid shit gets said in my presence, man? I gotta kick that shit back. I feel responsible to Pele that shit right back in your face. God damn it! But hey, thank you for tuning, listening. We've got our shit. We're coming at you like a lot more current now. Obviously, if you can see, we're releasing our shit.
We're trying to do this for you, listeners.
Within days of recording now instead of weeks and months.
So we can get some live stuff going.
Yeah, we're coming at you. We're about to be live. That's our New Year's resolution.
That's it,
right?
Yeah. In the new year, I think we're going to have a Tuesday night
video
open block.
We're going to have to start charging motherfuckers if you want to tune in for the video feed, though.
Well, We'll see about that. I don't know. I mean, just having it on YouTube.
You got to pay for this face.
Just getting views gets us money.
Touche.
So that's the whole point. Like, we need to provide for our listening.
We need a channel.
We kind of have one, but we need to work on it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they I guess you niggas something. Like, been putting all my shit in the same spot. It's like, yeah, here.
Yeah, you can see like my short film from 2007 in there as well.
The cancer one?
The cancer one, yeah. I didn't realize I showed you that at such a bad time.
It was a terrible
I tend to do that with that movie, but it seems like it's just really like everyone has that story in their life.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it was, and you obviously understand about me. It's like, but fucking realist. It's like,
yeah. But I liked the lighthearted view it took on the concept of cancer. It's as lighthearted as cancer gets. Yeah, which was still pretty bad.
It was terrible.
It was still pretty downer.
It's an emotional roller coaster in 6-7 minutes. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. But yeah, man. Here we are.
Didn't we just say we were going to talk about some stuff? What was the...
Yeah, and then you start talking about Ray. You just get to...
I got a joke for you.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I got a new...
boy.
Joke. Kevin's got a joke.
Prepare to be offended.
Okay, why did Michael J. Fox get Parkinson's? Because when he went back to the future, he fucked his mom, and now he's stuck in a time loop.
Jeez. Yeah.
All right, your turn.
Here we go. Why the tranny only eat salads?
Something about tossing?
He was a herbivore.
All right.
Knee slapper.
All right.
Yeah.
That concludes our joke segment.
Hey, I want to vote whose joke was better.
Okay, well,
that's what we do. We go like,
all right, when we post this episode,
we're doing this every week.
I'll put a link.
Week.
Yeah, we'll start doing this. We'll put a link to the Greater Britton. What's your Instagram again that we set up?
I don't fucking know. No, I'm just kidding. Greater. What is it?
Isn't it?
Hold on. Let's think about this.
What's your
Greater Britton underscore
UF? That's right. Underscore
That's the
UF.
one.
And spell Greater Britton for the listening patronage ears.
Hooked on Phonics works for you. No, I'm just kidding.
Work it for me.
I'm assuming we all know how to spell greater, but just in case.
Greater. Yeah. No, you can skip greater.
BRITTON
underscore UF.
It's funny though, because if you type in like the
I think you
nation,
still come up, right?
Yep.
Excellent. If you just type in Britain, you come up?
Yeah.
That's cool. We need to start advertising.
We do.
All right.
We're getting there.
So let's get on to something for now we've finished our joke segment.
Have we?
I don't know.
I'm just saying. I'm full of those.
You got another one? Britain's got another joke.
Damn, put me on the spot.
You said you had one.
Right, but it's hold on.
Okay, I got one. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Yoda lady.
Come on, what am I in first grade? I think my first grade teacher hit us with that one. Cause she could sing like a motherfucker. Like Yoda lady. Hey,
well, you know the first joke I ever wrote.
Here we go. Hey, on that vein. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Mike Jones.
Mike Jones who?
Mike Jones.
I don't even get that.
Oh God. That's all he used to do is so Mike Jones.
Okay.
Ooh, Mike Jones.
Okay.
Ooh, Mike Jones.
Okay. I need to wake up.
I mean, come on, or listen to a goddamn song that's from Houston. Nigga,
Houston. I'm from Texas. I avoid. It's like it's country already.
You're here. You're the only member of your family not there. So
no, there's other ones around Missouri and Louisiana and other southern states.
There's still the southern.
And then there's one up in northeast Texas who literally talks like this. He told me about how he's biking on the trails over in France. He's following the Tour de France while they were off, and he came up one hill and they're coming down the other, and he collided, and they broke several bones. He broke his collarbone.
Uh-oh.
All right. Thanks for saving us from that.
Yeah, right. Hey, it sounds like that cousin might have a business.
This dude is fucking rich.
Hey, pause this. Hello. You wanna address the nonsense that just happened here? I could literally have an episode about that bitch if I really wanted to.
So there was a call. We paused for a call.
That's the homie bitch. That bitch crazy than a motherfucker.
Can't say names or any identifying information, but I'm just gonna recap the call real quick. It was like
crazy.
Yeah, basically it was just and
inconceivable.
And
no, I wasn't none of that.
And a lot of
it was.
No, I wasn't like that. She just had an update about life, and that update was just not. There were not a lot of things in the update. Kind of like Florida Man's last call. No, I'm just kidding. He was great.
I feel like I wasted.
She should have screened the call.
Priceless anytime minutes on that bitch.
Yeah.
On that call. That was. Anywho. That's my fault because I usually don't even answer calls while we're recording.
Right. But you have a surprise.
I do. Because is that our second highest rated episode?
I think so. I think it still is.
We got
gets good listening
for your listening ears. Mr. Bali himself. K. Dot. Christian. Let's get my nigga on the line, man. He said he's you ready to go, Cam?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Does it say I'm connected?
Oh, let me check.
I don't think I am.
Well, I was looking for you.
Can't see me with a flashlight.
Here, let me print out the instructions.
Dang.
That's matrix, dude.
Dang. That's that. You know you in for it after that shit makes it past it. You like, oh shit. Nigga.
Remember printing like a porn picture on the dot matrix printer?
Fuck yeah, it took 15 minutes.
You'd be like, and then or like when they came in line by line.
I had
instead of on the computer screen, instead of being like, because the early graphics processors be like from the top bottom, and so you get like halfway through before you decide whether you liked it or not. You have to be like, oh, cancel this picture.
This shit gonna waste the rest of my ink, nigga. Oh god. No, I had a bunch of J-Lo pictures in the front of my binders.
J-Lo in
high school. Yeah, this was the I'm real J-Lo, nigga.
Hey, any J-Lo.
Jenny from the block, right? I'll take nigga.
We're pro J-Lo. J-Lo, if you're looking for some publicity,
if you're looking
come
for
on our podcast.
If you want a young nigga that understands an alpha woman needs to be her and needs alpha dick.
I'm sick of having a bunch of bitches. I want a solid woman.
Like you, J-Lo.
And you real, girl.
But I'll fight you because
I got hair.
No, I ain't gonna look. I let that deal like fight night. But we ain't gonna fight, girl.
Touché.
Yeah. Cat daddy. No, I'm just kidding. It's like,
I think I like this boy build better.
I'd marry J-Lo. I'd go to J-Lo's funeral to fuck J-Lo.
Yeah, so FMK, J-Lo's always marry?
Period. Unless it's Salma. Unless Salma's in there too.
Unless your friends are fucking around and throw the dudes in there.
Unless it's Salma, then Salma. No, J-Lo's still F.
No, Mary.
No, I'm marrying Salma.
Selma?
Hayek, nigga.
Oh, I thought you meant from The Simpsons.
Not Patty and Selma. No. No.
Give me my Laramie cigarettes.
There can only be one. I feel like
where's my lizard?
Right. I'm gonna wake up smoked. I'm gonna wake up in the ashtray fucking with Selma.
Yeah, if I woke up next to them.
We hit my nigga. Hey.
Now he's not gonna answer.
Right. He's like, man, this nigga playing. This nigga fucking with my
Yo,
time.
what up?
My nigga, there we go. We got him. What it do, cat daddy? Chilling, brother. How you living?
More good, man. You know what it is.
Oh, hey, every day a holiday, nigga. Hey, we are live.
There's a weird pause. Is it late there?
It's early. It's like 10:30, 10.
Ew, man, Nah, bro, I'm live from the future, man. It's fucking 1 o'clock in the afternoon over here the next day.
So you knew about Trump first.
He was,
man, I knew about Trump fucking 4 years ago, bro.
This nigga was talking about this shit at the pandemic. Shit. Man, we was watching fucking Biden get sworn in talking about, man, this shit ain't gonna last but 4 years.
Man,
tops.
So how was the vibe over there about it? No, were people paying attention or not?
No, I mean, people are aware, but nobody really gives a shit. The thing about Bali especially is like, that's the kind of thing. It's like disconnected from all that political chaos that you see in Europe and the West, Western places. So like, politics rarely comes up that much. People just are kind of enjoying life here and kind of shut off to all that. It doesn't really touch here. You know what I mean?
Sounds like a utopia.
Just sand and sweeties, man.
Sand? Oh, the beaches. I was thinking like sand. I was thinking like desert. I was like, there's no desert there.
Jesus, man, this guy. He doesn't get out much.
What's going on? I mean, what's it like over there? I'm sure, especially you guys are in LA. I'm sure there's a lot of people going crazy or what?
It's
or they
funny.
just kind of threw their hands up like, fuck it, it's over.
It's more of like the tone. I would say is more of like a ominous precaution. Everybody's like,
I was like, well. Did not see it coming.
Right. Like my black ass saw this shit coming.
But also, the three of us are men. So Like the women in my life are kind of upset way more because it means way more.
Yeah.
You know, for them.
We don't have to have abortions.
Which brings me to our sponsor.
So is abortion like really like the only thing that American women care about?
We got to get a word from our sponsor, codehangeраbortions.com. That's right, ladies. If you're looking for an abortion and you can't get one in your state, come on to California at codehangeраbortions.com. We'll put you up at the Beverly Hilton. You can see the sights and sounds of Hollywood while you recover. 2-for-1 special. All right, go on.
No, I was just saying, like, I mean, so that was like, you know, and that was a big thing that they kind of ran on, is like they made the platform, the Democratic platform, like trying to make it okay, abortion, right? And I'm like, is that all that the women care about? Like, come on now, is that what it's come down to?
There's way more problems with the messaging on the Democrat side than that, because they're just not strong at like pushing like specific short messaging that can control the people that are already feeling the way that they're trying to push them, where the Republicans do it without any kind of like bashfulness, or they're like, you know, what some of their slogans are like, immigrant, like kick all immigrants out or some shit. Like, and it captures those like root feelings, you know? So I think they're just really good at riling people up. Yeah, and the Democrats are like, here's our policy. And nobody takes the time to listen to that shit.
I feel like what Kevin is saying is relatively accurate, but to answer Christian's questions, nigga, to sum it up, this is going to be real fucked up to say, but to answer your question, Christian, yes, nigga, like at the end of the day, that's what, this is America, and there's a black woman running for president. Let's remind you niggas that dick still runs this country, bitch. And your independence is attached to the nigga that is attached to independence. Like, bitch, like we control you hoes if we really wanted to. I feel like it's literally like bare bones, like, yeah, bitch, if we really wanted to. And deeper than that, me and Kev talked about this. I think it was off air. It's a dumbass, asinine thought process on population control. That's like American government or the people that are responsible for overturning this shit and trying to make it national policy again. They think that by doing that, it will make bitches think twice about finding themselves in situations to have like it'll.
No, I think it's more rooted in God for people.
God. I love how.
No, I think you guys. So I think you guys are both right. I think part of it is you all got to understand that there's still a lot of the American population that is still coming from a religious foundation.
That's what I mean.
Towards it. So and then there's others, that, you know, like what Britt's saying, right? I mean, but my thing is this, like, especially where you guys are in California, it's like, of all the places that aren't going to ban abortion, that's like number one on the country. So why is that even a concern? It's like you're starting hysterics over something that won't ever actually affect you.
No, the other thing is few people understand the difference between states' rights and federal rights.
Right. I
mean, like, they don't want to. I mean, it's there. They don't want to. It's like
California's got great.
They tapped into
and local election shit that's really important. And like, you know, like we just lost a DA this last election cycle who had previously decriminalized like small amounts of possession. So for like a couple of years, 4 years, or whatever, like anybody who got caught with shit, you just like, you know, no ticket, nothing. They just they just dump it out or confiscate it because they didn't want to put that shit on the dockets and overload the court system. And like crime went down all over the place. But we lost it because the other guy ran on tightening up the fucking, everybody's scared. Everybody's like, there's sense of not safe.
This country's version of control is based off of fear. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, that's how politics go. You know, you go instead of like, you know, it's like they get up there and they try to preach a message of hope and change, but really what it comes down to, their core of their premise is always rooted in fear mongering.
Yeah,
in some way, on both sides, always.
Especially though the Republicans this last time.
Absolutely,
yeah. And then, you know,
I have to disagree with you there because the Democrats too. It's like it's going to become fascism. It's going to become an authoritarian. They're Nazis. They're racist. Right. They're women. I mean, like It's both sides.
I just think that there's
it's both sides.
I just think that there's stronger rhetoric from the right. Not that they don't both do it. They both participate. But also,
I disagree with you, man.
Stronger,
because
I would say it's just more in
I
your
disagree
face.
with you because I think this election proved that people that switched, because you see people that typically voted Democrat, just like myself. I was always a lifelong liberal Democrat, right? Raised New York or that area, my whole family, all of that. And then I tended to become more conservative because I said, this isn't the party that I recognized growing up. Their messaging has gotten so extreme, too far left, and they push it, and they're so not tolerant of even listening to the other side that they get hysterical and start calling you crazy names.
This just sounds like a nigga getting money now.
Hang on. There's one part of that. But also, it also sounds like the way the left is described by Fox News, which, because like, if you really watch this, they're just weak. They don't even say fucking anything. They try to be like,
it's not, that's what I would say. Democrats are bandwagoners.
There's a few tidbits that are taken like.
So you guys support like the woke, all this, like you guys support kind of like all the woke talk and the woke movement stuff.
You bring me to my next question.
So woke talk to me is just awareness talk.
I have a question.
So to me, it's like, depending on what your version of woke is, that's super relevant, because it's like, don't sit here and talk to me about how the
like, do you guys use pronouns and stuff like that?
Nigga, like, he or she, bitch.
So
just because you don't identify with what the fuck you are doesn't mean I have that issue.
It depends if I choose to respect what you're throwing at me.
And I don't respect dick being thrown in my direction.
No, I just mean like,
so keep your ass away from me.
I know people that are friends that like I would use pronouns for them because they live that way.
I'm gonna call that nigga their name.
But they'll also, yeah, of course. But then also, like, if it comes down to it, I'm not gonna not make jokes about whatever the fuck I want or say, it's like I wouldn't. But
I'm not going to they one person.
I wanted to ask you about this.
You're one person. You're not. They is multiple people.
Because one thing in this last election cycle I noticed is that the commercial that kept coming up, and it changed my dad's mind. He was like almost going to vote Democrat.
I don't believe he was that.
Like,
a Texan?
Then he was like, but the only thing is that everyone everywhere is going to allow trans people in sports. And like, it was so important to him.
That can't happen.
That was what he was like using. I mean, obviously he had other reasons, but he was using that as like, that is the one issue that I cannot get behind, even though the Democrats, like as a whole, really aren't behind that shit. It's like a few really specific areas and people doing some stuff.
This is my issue.
But you know what I mean? Like, so
it's like my biggest issue with America is like, just because somebody says like, oh no, like if this happens and that, you really think Roger Goodell's gonna let a bunch of tranny bitches run around the motherfucking football field? Get the fuck out of here! You really think fucking Bud?
I really don't.
The MLB, like professional sports, will not ever be tarnished by sexism.
First of all, first of all, guys, to correct you,
just add a tranny league.
But Britt, to correct you on that. A woman or trans, anybody, they can go to the NFL right now. There's nothing prohibiting them. It's just that they still can't make it because they're not good enough.
They're not good enough.
They could go. If you had some superstar female football player that was like amazing, she could be drafted and could play, but they just can't compete at that level. Neither can 99% of men.
Sorry, if he was a superstar, then wouldn't you want them on your fantasy? Really, a fantasy league? You know what I'm saying? Fantasy.
Come on, bro. It's not the ice box. We're not talking about the ice box.
It gives a new definition of a fantasy league.
Like, get out of here, man. Like, nah, man.
No, I mean, that's such an extreme
the sports thing is a complicated thing. I mean, I really don't care for the sports argument. You know what I mean? It's like whatever. I don't give a shit.
To me, and like, everybody has to understand, like, these are private corporations, nigga. Like, they make their own motherfucking rules. Just because America says, oh, you got to allow these motherfuckers in, does not mean they actually. That's it. Like you just said, everybody forgets. Like, yeah, there's national policy. It's like, oh, yeah.
And because of the downsizing of the federal government they want to do this cycle, California is actually going to get better.
California
because we were going to have more power to do more authority locally.
Dude, California's been trying to succeed this nation ever since.
No, I don't think there's a secession. That'd be bad for everybody.
It can't happen. No. It'll be bad for the rest of the America.
I think it would ultimately be bad for California too.
No.
Well, that's a complicated thing. We don't have to get into that.
It's nothing complicated about that shit. That is simple. Plus,
it's like Brexit.
That is simple mathematics, bro. Like. Dude,
what do you think?
Have you ever looked at what California? Have you ever?
I think that's
the percentage of America's GDP.
in the world.
What America? Of what California contributes to America's revenue.
I'm saying we're the 5th largest economy, and United States is the 2nd or something or 1st.
California, I know in the nation of the United States, California generates more money than the rest of this nation combined.
I'm telling you that they're the 5th largest economy. If you use them separately as like the whole country is like up there as number 1 or 2, and then California's number 5 if you took it out separately as if it was a country.
And you're telling me it wouldn't work
because it's not all about money. It's about the free trade and shit and all the laws that are going to have to happen and all the stuff that like.
I'm sorry. Last time
Britt,
I can was the 3rd largest port in the fucking country.
Well, Britt, think about this. So I agree. I don't think it would be a wise move for California. I don't see that ever happening. And you know why? Because
won't let it.
Because then what happens when you become a nation, right? Okay, let's say California is on its own. Now they become vulnerable to other countries maybe trying to impede on them, creating, like you said, trade laws, different things, tariffs, and also what's stopping any other country from coming in and then invading California, taking them over, and they don't have U.S. military. California then has to come up with their own military.
No, or they're
going to use American military and not be part of America? That doesn't make sense.
We couldn't use them. We'd have to have our own country.
You guys are thinking about it way too extremist. I'm talking about.
But no, that's the reality. What do you mean? That's the reality. It's not like, we just call ourselves a country.
California became like Puerto Rico or Canada.
Canada is its own country.
Canada's a country.
And if somebody rushed that motherfucker right now, America's not going to help
because they have agreements and trade agreements that.
So if California seceded from America, they would. You think they would be allies?
You think
yes? Because
you don't know that for sure.
Because the only reason they would secede
is because the largest melting pot on the country in the world. America
we'd have allies. I'm just saying this is
California. We don't need America.
I think we do.
I don't.
Yeah, you do. You do. Not everything is made and produced in California.
Guard, right?
You still have to get things. You still have to get things imported into California.
We'll pay you 1% instead of you trying to.
You can't call in the National Guard if you're not part of the nation.
It's NATO.
No, the National Guard is the United States National Guard, and they came.
California wouldn't be part of NATO.
Like it would be like
America's part of NATO.
I'm not saying California is now fucking.
Oh, you just want to be a territory? Like Guam,
like Puerto Rico. That's what I just fucking said.
You should get it on the ballot.
Don't tempt me with a good time. I need to call AOC. That bitch got.
Yeah, but I mean, look, I think, look. But I mean, to get back to the election stuff, right? Because I think that's a more productive conversation than if California ever becomes its own fucking
I'm just talking about how California don't need these.
Write us. Tell us if you want to secede. No, go on, Christian.
Daddy Warbucks don't need.
It would be interesting.
The bitches need Daddy Warbucks.
Never mind. I was going to say that Civil War movie was pretty interesting, but go on, Christian. What were you going to say?
I think that movie could have been done better.
I do too.
Yeah,
it was
What,
I was a little let down.
1918 or 19 that one?
No, the one that just came out. It's called Civil War. And it's about a idea of a civil war in the United States, like as if a president didn't leave if they were voted out, and then it's about like the end of the rest of the nation fucking closing in on him.
I mean,
yeah, but then when you watch it, it's really about a bunch of photographers trying to sneak around and
I'm like, situation. That's just the backdrop.
Yeah,
so I would have rather seen an actual war movie, like The Patriot.
I was going to say, it sounds like I don't even know what I'm hearing right now.
Exactly. So you were going to say something though, Christian, about the elections generally, or were you?
Well, I think Democrats have to kind of see, Trump destroyed her. I mean, he completely destroyed.
I mean, we also. I don't think America's ready for a woman.
It have been. Oh, newsflash.
That's part of it. That could be part of it, but also I think specifically not Kamala. I mean, nobody's ever been a huge fan of her, even during the Democrat. The Democrat things. She never was one of the top things. Maybe always like top 5. But, she was basically anointed in because Biden wasn't capable enough. And they lost a lot of credibility by pushing Biden, saying, no, he's fine. He's as strong as ever. And then one day it's like, all right, now. It's like, hey, we told you.
Or if she started earlier
she should have been Obama's vice.
If she started running right away instead of Biden.
She should have been Obama's vice
Also,
that second fucking term.
Where was her husband?
Stedman, nigga, at the house.
I'm just saying that's important for the American people.
Nigga, shit.
Like he never was. It's like makes me think. What's
the other thing? I think the other thing, Kevin, to your point,
bitch ain't gonna feed herself.
I think the other thing, Kevin, to your point that hurt her is also she doesn't have any kids.
Oh,
so it's like
family dynamic.
She doesn't have kids.
Family dynamic.
She's not a family woman. So it's like
family dynamic.
Like this, strong, independent boss babe. That turns a lot of people off, especially people that are like big on family values and things like that. Like she doesn't have kids.
That's why she was so successful.
So it's like that's another
thing. Because San Francisco and California was covered.
Nigga, California's the only fucking state she won.
That's what I'm saying.
And then and then every time she's doing an interview, she's changing her accent and she's doing this and dancing around. It's like, this is getting kind of clownish. Like, what is going on?
I said
not to say Trump isn't the biggest fucking clown in the world, but I mean, it's like now you're just making it easier on them to be like, all right, she's a fucking clown.
But no, there's so many things they need to fix to win, the Democrats, but like because they really could. They really stand, like, ultimately their policies are way better for most people if you really dig into it. But like on the whole, like it doesn't sound that way from what everyone reports on both sides. But if you actually,
the other thing too is that
go on.
The other thing too is that when the big part of it was like, pushing how much of a disaster Trump's going to be and like, things, like it's like a doomsday feeling. But it's like, well, we survived 4 years of him in there. And really outside of all the rioting and protests against him, there wasn't really anything else that was bad. I mean, the economy was still fine as it was before him.
Remember, we're not women.
There's a whole, like Trump, I've always said this.
But what does that mean, though? But what does that mean?
Like, he appointed three Supreme Court justices that lean Republican, so now they are beholden to him. So now he can push things through the judicial system.
Nigga, this.
So he's
like, what?
Check, nigga, that's the world, nigga. You scratch my back, I scratch yours, nigga.
Like
a favor for a favor, nigga.
Wait, hold on. I'm confused though. Is there anything that women in America can't do today that men can't do? Like, can you name anything?
Abortion?
Nigga.
Women can't do abortion in America right now?
In some states. And fits the federal guidelines.
So it comes down to just abortion. So abortion is the only thing.
No. There's many things. Reasons.
What else,
nigga?
Like what? Name something else.
He's destroying many of our
sperm seeds to produce fucking future people.
You're talking about biology. He's talking about politics.
We'll ask a better question.
Yeah, I'm talking about actual. I mean,
he's trying to reduce the government, and he's trying to reduce it in ways that are going to not be able to help the ways that they've helped many groups of people who need help.
Hillary should have been the first fucking female president.
But what are women in America not able to do that? I mean, when I've been looked back,
I took it off of women because you seem to be stuck on that. There's a lot of other things.
All right, so you see, all right.
To us, nigga,
if you get into it,
her being a woman obviously is.
All right, so you can see that point that there's nothing that he's going to do that's going to hurt women.
It's not. That's.
Sorry, what would you say? What did you say, Christian?
No, I'm saying so you can see that point that there's that whole like women's right thing is just bullshit because there's nothing that women can't do and there won't be.
I do.
You have to concede that point unless you can name something.
It depends on what you mean with women's, like the term women's rights.
This isn't that complicated. This isn't that complicated. What can women not do in America?
No. Look, I agree with the answer is
if you can't decide,
you can see the point.
But women's rights,
right?
That term.
And
kind of changes shit.
And abortion is a very, very important thing that
right. So that's the only one. And I agree. Look, I'm not like a pro-lifer. Even though I think that this is my position on the abortion thing, I think ultimately it is wrong. Like it's not, nobody feels good about that. I think even when women get it, they don't feel good about it. Nobody feels good about that if that has to happen. But I think they should have the option to do it. Ultimately, even though I don't think it's like a good thing, right? So it's a complicated thing, but I think they should have the right to do it. That's number one. But aside from that topic, which I know is very, controversial topic, what else is there? Women can work, they can live their lives, they can do everything. They're protected by the same police and military and everything else. They're free to do whatever they want. What is it? What are they afraid of?
I agree that focusing on women's rights.
Okay, but what's your point in making this statement, Christian?
Like, I agree. But I think there's many other things wrong with the Republican Party.
The point I made in the statement is because Kevin said
use it as an example.
because of Trump, like, well, we're not women. Trump said. So what's the fear of Trump being president for women? Like, what's he going to do?
Things those judges did is they allow more power for the president. They voted right wing on a couple of things that I think they should have voted left on. Like, for instance, how to interpret the Constitution into like gun rights and stuff, which I still think we should be able to own guns. I just think that, and then there's the appointments in the lower courts that they've done. So like, I'm just telling you that.
Right. This is the good old boys. Like they're now this is going to stifle women from being.
It's not just women. It's
having access into
like
politics. There's not going to be no fucking. There's not going to be no new senators, no motherfucking representatives. Women voted in the next fucking 4 years. Like, it stifles women progression.
And then like when he tries.
What do you mean? He just appointed a bunch of women to all his positions.
So when he tries to kick out all the immigrants, which he's going to do, he will be there'll be a court.
Illegal immigrants.
Are these women or are these
illegal, right? That he's saying
pussies that he's grabbed. This is pussies.
So they're not women. It's the type of women you like. So they have to be a certain type of woman for you. They have to like agree with the Democrat side to be considered a real woman. Is that what you're saying?
No,
are those not women?
That's not what I said.
Everybody got a type.
And you guys still haven't made a specific point. I think you're gonna have to concede the argument because it's looking bad.
Neither of you. What's your point?
What was your point?
I want you. My question. No, you said you guys made the assertion that Trump is in office now. That's going to be dangerous for women because maybe some of their rights might be affected or whatever, because now the Republicans are going to have power. What rights? What is it? What is going to change for women? I wasn't saying that they're not allowed to do.
I wasn't saying that it was going to
we can negate the fact that the freedom of choice is like, oh yeah, well what outside of that? But I mean, that's like,
I was just saying that already happened to women.
So it just comes down to just abortion, right?
No,
and that was used in his example as something he did the last time.
But then and even still, like what is it, the pay disparity?
Yeah, which, I mean, I don't
that's been debunked a million times.
What?
You said what?
The pay gap? You guys really want to go there? That's been debunked a million times.
Debunked?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Debunked? Like that it
exists? So are you guys familiar? Okay, so tell me your position on that, and I can tell you what my position is.
Do we both agree that the pay gap exists?
Wait. Before we even keep going on this direct topic, why the fuck are we acting like this isn't a fucking man's America?
Yeah, we all know that.
I mean, well, that's one thing. I mean, look, it's a man's world, number one.
I can't sit here and give you a direct. But nigga, America has, since its inception, it's gone out of the way to suppress the woman. And
that's not true,
nigga.
Yeah, I wouldn't totally agree with that. I would think more that it was
niggas could vote before women could.
I think it was more this whole religious shit, and that trickles down to the treatment of women.
And
do you know the history of women's suffrage?
Yeah. Do you?
Yeah,
Britain.
Are we talking
about? Yeah, I do. So
are we talking about
the women's
or in this country?
We're talking about America. I mean, we can't speak for like places like Afghanistan. I mean, what do you want to talk about that?
Yeah,
right. So
that's real oppression.
I'd like to talk about former Bosnia-Herzegovina. And Ceausescu in Romania.
What about Turkey? I'm just kidding. No, go. What do I know about women's suffrage?
Well, okay. Why do we get into some?
Well, so the other thing. So there's always been this kind of thing.
What are we talking about?
Well, I think the idea that, women have been always heavily oppressed in America is just not altogether true because they've always been protected. Number one, men have always protected women in America, and they were always free to work. They were always free to have jobs. There was never a law that said women can't work. The thing that happened was when women weren't allowed to vote, that was the thing because women also weren't allowed to have debt. So women weren't allowed to do certain things where they weren't allowed to have debt.
To have debt because they weren't allowed to have bank accounts, nigga. Like, what do you like? Like they weren't allowed shit that women were not, nigga. Like niggas and women in this country
and women and that time Brit, women
didn't. Is so fucking upset.
Do you know who fought? Do you know who fought for the women's right to vote more than anybody? It was men. at that time when all of that was happening, more women didn't want to vote
because these niggas is hating on me. I need these bitches to drive my shit home.
Because they needed the votes.
Because I done fucked up so many of these niggas. I done fucked all these niggas bitches, and these niggas ain't gonna vote for me. So I need they bitches too. Christian, what are you saying to me?
I mean, these are just facts. These are all facts. It's historical fact. Women at that time didn't want the right to vote.
They did.
In a majority.
You can say
how
that
can you say somebody that didn't have the that wasn't allowed to do something didn't want? That's like saying niggas didn't. That's like saying niggas didn't want to be.
You don't know what any bitch was thinking at the time.
That's like saying niggas were cool being slaves.
What do you mean? That's like saying like we do. There's documentation. There's people track history and things like that during all periods of time. We do know this. It's just that people don't actually know this stuff.
So every single woman
is this where we pause for you to substantiate a bitch that said
nobody said every single. That's a ridiculous thing to say.
Every goddamn day.
You got to remember that at that time, the ability for men to go out and work and provide for their family is not now
cooking.
Right. So it was different, right? So now the way the cost of living is now, it is better if you have two people working, right? But back then, people were able to survive. People were able to survive on one income, man going out and working, women taking home taking care of the family, but they still worked. Women were teachers, women did all the same stuff.
Are you talking about before engines even exist, when it was just go outside, grow food, and come home?
That was the same up until like the 40s, 50s. It started to shift.
We're talking about less than 100 years, and motherfuckers expect somebody to have a perfected fucking method of.
I'm just trying to point down his change in history.
Like the term do you know when the term technology became a fucking word?
Probably the 60s.
Thank you. And you're telling me about a lifestyle that happened, nigga, before our fucking parents were even alive.
Do you feel? I know a lot of women that feel like gays and trans people are getting more rights than them. How do you feel about that, Christian?
I don't know. I really can't speak on that. I think women have women have their rights. I think they're free to do whatever they want and they're protected under law. No. If something happens,
what do you think about that? Because I don't think it's really about literally their rights. I think it's about the culture and the concept and the society, right? And like that's a lot of what the top people push.
So I accidentally ended up on some AM shit in my car the other day. We're driving home, and this dude this is exactly what the topic was. He's like, I'm not upset with the B. What did he say? He said it's the L and the G's that are really fucking this country up right now. He was like, you're asking for rights and freedoms and liberties, and like you're asking us to treat you as if you're something that you're not. Like just because that nigga said that's like me going outside, running around on all fours all day, biting people, and then when I get in trouble for doing it, standing up on two legs and saying, "Hey, treat me like a human." Like you like. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, they are human beings, Britt. Yeah, they're people.
How cold?
And you want males and females to act like we don't. So just because you can't identify what the fuck you are, too. They want genderless everybody go to the same fucking bathroom.
Not anymore.
Like.
I mean, look. The way I feel about it is, look. I think everyone should be treated equal. I think whatever they're all human. They should have rights.
I think there should be a rich and a poor bathroom. I'm just kidding.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was like, how do you verify that?
Right, like
I'm just kidding.
What do you swipe?
Like, you gotta have a black card.
What's the access code?
An Amex black card.
You gotta have something.
You're gonna have guys at the entrance like arguing like, well, the way my bank account is set up, it's like, come on, man, I gotta go. Let me in.
Let me transfer something into this account so you see that I have money.
You want to look at my crypto portfolio?
Yeah, right. It's connected to the blockchain.
Yeah, seriously.
There's cash
Look, Britt, I think. I can't say that they have more rights. I mean, I guess if you want to maybe say if they have more kind of if society treats them as a different type of protected class, like I say, let's say you do harm to them, that could be considered a hate crime,
like a disabled person or a person
or whatever, like any type of other minority group, right? But you can't say that about women. Like if let's say somebody did harm to a woman, they wouldn't say that's a hate crime.
Okay, time out. Huh? Okay, how about this? Well, if a butch bitch is out with her girl who look good, and I open a door for her girl, and she get upset, like, "Hey, nigga, don't be opening the door for my girl," and like pushes me, nudges me.
Well, that's assault. But you're talking about societal
norms. If I slap that nigga back,
you're fine because she pushed you first.
I bet you my black ass go to jail and that bitch don't.
Is she white?
It's a bitch and a nigga attitude. Is what it is. I don't give a fuck
Christian,
what race it is. I don't give a fuck what race it is. If that bitch nudges me and I get offended and mush that bitch and she falls and hurts herself.
Look, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you're saying there's a butch woman trying to start something, I mean, I think it's best to just fucking walk away or, ignore it.
Says the nigga. Okay.
Wait, you got a story for this?
This nigga has Bali. You growing up out there in South.
Wait, hold on. Since when have I ever fought women, Britt? I've never been a supporter of that.
I mean, I'm down. Christian. I'm down if it's in a ring.
No, you haven't actually done it,
and it's all Jello. Right? Like if it's a Jello ring and they're wearing like bathing suits, that's okay.
It did take place in a strip club, but I recall a night where.
Christian's like, I got 3 spots for that.
Where someone...
One of them has midgets.
Said some... Nick... Never mind. But...
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
You haven't done it.
I've never had a fight with a woman.
No, you haven't.
I've never even threatened to hit a woman.
No, you haven't. But you wanted to slap a bitch.
Okay, so what if there was a woman who you couldn't tell?
Who?
Was a man.
I've never even thought about hitting a woman.
What if you couldn't tell they were a woman and you thought literally they were a man? And they offended you, like to the point where you wanted to smack them. And would you?
I feel like that's damn near similar to what I was just saying. It's a butch bitch.
But that was
I mean, how would you? If you genuinely think it's a man, how would you even know better?
Right? How would you know better? So then is that more protected? You're saying
same outcome. I still go to motherfucker.
That's the type of common sense, example that like. Democrats would be like, no, you're in the wrong. Fuck common sense.
That's the thing.
Republicans like this doesn't make sense.
No, see, I think 95% of actual Democrats would be like, agree with us.
Bitch had it coming.
But then the 5% that don't think like they get that message out, and then everyone else thinks that you got to say that for and so you include at least those people. They got to take their base for granted.
Yeah. Stay in your fucking lane. It was a comedian that was like, how about we just give trannies Washington State?
Just give them Seattle.
That's what he said.
Nice.
He's like, no, that's what he started. He's like,
matter of fact,
just take the whole fucking state.
They love it. It's nice. We'll build a wall around Seattle. Okay, we'll build a wall.
We'll just give them Hollywood. They pretty much took that over already anyway.
That's too nigga. Nah, it's too close.
Nah, man, that's my hometown. They can't have that.
Yeah, take that shit out of Los Angeles.
Well, that's like the capital of that shit.
They can have San Bernardino. Hang on. They can have San Bernardino.
First of all, he's mistaking West Hollywood for Hollywood, which is disgusting in a different way.
He's not wrong there.
Well, yeah.
If you come to LA, people, remember, West Hollywood's are where the gays at.
They can have the largest county in California.
Hollywood is where
San Bernardino.
Stuff, there's some interesting tourist things and crackheads.
Listen, Hollywood they don't call it La La Land for no reason, baby. Whatever the fuck you want. Anywho, we digress.
Let's do some, do you want to take a break or you want to jump into them?
So, I don't know, you still current? Nigga, what
do you mean?
On the listenings.
Yeah, I listened. The last one I listened to was like a few episodes ago.
So no.
Yeah.
So
I listened to every single one.
But you, because we started doing the Reddit shit a while ago.
You know about the Reddit shit though.
Once I missed a few, I just kind of hopped around.
Okay, but do you know what we're talking about?
You've heard like how we'll take some shit off of Reddit, and I'll give my opinion on like relationship advice shit. You've heard us do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Boom! Cool. That's all we're getting at. You already queued up, Kev, or what?
You want to take a break so I can find a few to come back to? And then, or do you want me to just jump in? And
how much time you got, Chris? Can we take like a 5-10
and come back?
Yeah, let's do it.
Most definitely. I'll hit you right back, Kev.
All right. We're back.
Negro, you calling the wolf? That's all you had to say.
What up, though?
What up, though? So we're going to get back in. Kev said he got a few Reddit situationships. He thinks...
I just want, because we'll talk about we want to answer their question if we can, and then we're going to talk about the broader kind of issue they're bringing up, right? So this is the first one. A 26-year-old female says that a friend, a 26-year-old female, says that her husband, 29 male, is cheated. He denies everything, but has given me a day to decide to trust him or end things. How do I go about this? What's going on? But what's going on?
That's a cold nigga right there.
What's going on is not in this, but I want you to answer what's going on because I don't have to read the rest of this for y'all to extrapolate what's going on.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I did it, bitch. But your women intuition ain't enough for you to accuse me of these aspersions. Get your proof together and come at me correctly, or shut the fuck up and get back to being what I'd like you to be and need you to be.
How about you, Christian?
Okay, so that's not too much. I mean, so she is this just an accusation or did she have proof? Did she make any mention of that or what?
And in the details, her close friend, since she's known since she was 18, is adamant that he's been cheating. No physical proof, just her word during the time she goes to visit her parents, usually a weekend every 2 months or so.
Oh, he's fucking her. The bitch that's accusing him is the bitch he's fucking.
Yeah, so this is interesting. So I agree with Britt. Most likely, yeah, he's probably cheating. He's just gaslighting, right? That's the assumption, right?
So since you guys, go on.
But I was going to say, but again, that doesn't. No, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's true because this is because who's the friend? What's the dynamic there? What's her proof? Right? Like, what?
I get that.
You know, if she, right? Like if she knows for sure. Okay, what's the proof? Oh, you don't want to tell me the proof? What's going on? Do you know something you're not telling me? You're not a good friend then.
Okay.
It's not. This isn't new for a friend of a woman to make up some shit to destroy a relationship.
I didn't even think about that angle. He's dealt with this from this bitch before. It's like, bitch, you gonna listen to your friends? Like your friends keep telling you all this shit with no proof.
That's an interesting angle about women and girlfriends and like the trusting suspicion.
It happens all the time. I've went through this exact thing.
I watched it happen.
I've went through this before.
I watched the bitch try to do this shit.
Now that we've kind of thought about both sides, I just want to share one of the details here because this kind of sums it up.
Okay.
Today he texted, quote, he's given me enough space and I still can't decide. It's best we end things fully. Then he says he's signing a lease for an apartment at 6 p.m. tomorrow and is meeting someone else for drinks. And after that, I have until 5 p.m. to make up his mind or he's going through with the lease, drinks date, and we'll start the divorce process.
Yeah, he's fucking.
Oh, they're married.
He's fucking that bitch.
Yeah, they're married.
Whatever bitch is.
Yeah.
He is fucking.
Oh, wow. This is crazy. So the married part is a whole different dynamic.
Well, she didn't say that in the intro,
but yeah. The friend that told her about all of this, she's like,
maybe her, yeah.
It is her. Just she's like, I don't have proof because
that's her friend.
She wants to move forward with him.
She wants to marry him.
That's the bitch he has the dinner date with.
Solved it.
She's like, bitch, hey, I don't have proof, bitch, but you need to get out of our way because we're going forward with this. And I'm not going to tell you it's me, bitch, but I know he's fucking with some other bitch.
Yeah, look, the fact that he's married and his response to this situation is like immediately giving her an ultimatum is like he's out. He's out the door. He's ready to end a marriage instead of trying to work through it or prove himself.
He's not.
Yeah, it's over.
You're married and got a lease today?
That brings up something else. If anybody is in a relationship and your partner wants to drag you to counseling and you're already checked out, fucking just leave.
Just leave.
Do them a favor.
The counselor ain't gonna do nothing but show that motherfucker why you out.
Like, unless you really want that person, and there's some other shit going on in your life that's causing you
just dragging it out.
You know what I'm saying?
Fuck out.
All right. Here's another one. This is a 34-year-old female who.
If I was that girl, I would leave him and the friend.
Probably.
I'd beat the friend
unless the friend has proof. Right. Unless that friend came back with proof, then it's like, what do you?
What if the proof was like his baby?
Oh, spicy
shit.
All right.
You are the pappy.
Next one. We've got a 34-year-old female is trapped in a backwoods half-built shack with her boyfriend, 35 male. How do I get out of this?
Black snake mode?
Let me give you some details here. So they basically built a cabin half-built in the woods, and she's like sold her car to like pay for the expenses and building materials, but the cabin's not fully built. It's been like 9 months. They're running out of money. They're cold. They live in a rural town.
Well, bitch, while you got Uber money,
what should she do?
Well, you got Uber money, bitch. Head to a family member's home.
Go to a La Quinta Inn.
You got to pay for that. Bitch, you better have a sugar daddy need you there. Bitch, get to a safe space. This nigga had a plan and not a fucking blueprint. This nigga had an idea and not a plan. And now you motherfuckers is between a rock and a wooded place. And you need to get your shit and get the fuck on up out of there and tell that nigga he should follow. First, nigga, are you trying to stay here and live like Mowgli? Or what's the plan? What the fuck? What did you plan to be fucking Jane of the Jungle? Like, how did you end up in the woods in a rural space? Where were y'all living before he built the fucking half-built shack? What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, that was a wild one, isn't it? What do you think, Christian?
Did the
you ever moved a girl to a shack that you half built in the woods?
Like, I ain't moved a bitch.
And then chained her?
No, you know what? The thing I understand about most women too is they really appreciate comfort.
Like,
right. So if you're going to put a woman in a situation to be with you, and it's not a comfortable, location, that's going to get old pretty quick. There's this romanticizing of like this camping life, living in the woods, roughing it thing. That's like a tiny percentage of women that might be into that. Most women want to be comfortable. They want somewhere secure they can live. And I don't know. I mean, she's probably already checked out. She probably just likes him. They have a bond, but this guy's fucking up. And he needs to understand that if you want a woman to stick by you, you have to provide some security and a comfortable life to move into.
At least, like, if you say you're going to provide shelter.
Come on, my nigga. You know rainy season. Nigga, you know rainy season is approaching, motherfucker, in this roof.
And they're in the Northeast, too.
Nigga, we got snow. We got feet of snow.
The other thing too on this situation, it's like the way the story is described, it's like he had this vision of this thing. He's been building it and it's not come to fruition. So now she thinks you're incompetent.
Right.
So now she's losing respect for you. So that's another thing too. Is now the attraction is going to go down because he's like, this guy couldn't even get this fucking thing done.
You sold her on the dream, nigga, and didn't have a plan of execution.
And they have cell phone plans, and she's asking people, strangers on the internet, about it. So she definitely lost faith with this guy.
Bitch, you better use this internet access while you got it. Sounds like this nigga might not have AT&T money come soon. You better get you motherfuckers on a family plan. You bitch, get your ass back to civilization, bitch.
All right, I got the next one. You guys ready for the next one?
I stay ready, baby.
Okay,
let's do it.
So there's a dude who's male. He's 22. When he was sleeping, his partner, female, 25, did this to him. Is it considered sexual harassment? Okay, they're in a long distance.
No. It's your girl.
Hang on. Okay,
nope.
Okay, but
it's your girl.
I know, but
wait, did she put something in his butt?
No.
No, it's your girl.
Okay, so basically they're in a long distance relationship. They're kind of happy, but then he woke up getting a hand job, and he
shut the fuck up.
Doesn't like it.
Next. Faggot, get the fuck off! Get off the internet.
Hey, she raped him.
Don't. Next.
Maybe there were a general.
Any nigga that has an issue with his bitch trying to get some dick is a nigga likes dick.
Was this like a one-time thing?
Yeah, you're so upset about it. He posted it on the internet.
How sleepy
it's so weird.
If you ain't been up for 36 plus hours, you're a bitch. Give that bitch a nut and take your ass right back to sleep. What are we talking about here? That's your bitch.
Yeah,
we could. That's fucking weird.
That was gonna be a quick one.
Weirdo ass nigga.
Yeah, he's a fucking weirdo.
Survey says.
Survey says they need to do better.
They were youngins. All right, here's a good one. So this guy's 28, fiance's 29. They've been together 4 years, and everything's going great. Yesterday at dinner, the wife brought up the idea of them both having a free sleep with whoever passed before the wedding.
I'll see you tomorrow.
He wants to end it.
I'll see you tomorrow, bitch.
End it. End it.
They're getting married.
Get rid of her.
They're getting married. And she brought it
Get
up.
rid of her. Run, bro. Run.
Now, why do you say that, Christian? Because
time out.
Is that, don't you think people
this
do
like
that?
This nigga though, because I know what he's gonna say, and I low-key kind of agree, but me being me understands the fuck out of it.
You wouldn't be fucking in an engagement anyway.
I never say never, nigga. Wonder Woman exists, Cash. Touche. I don't know if that bitch is gonna fly in my direction, but I think it's a bitch out here that could get me to. Nah, she'll just be okay with. Anywho, we ain't talking about me, nigga. We're talking about this nigga, and you made me forget what his issue is.
We're talking about the past before the wedding.
Bruh.
Nah, this guy needs to fucking run immediately. I mean, if she's already having.
But the fact that she's addressing it, but the fact that she's,
first of all,
this is like her telling him, let me get this last hurrah out of my system.
But is it really a last hurrah?
The fact that she's addressing it makes me think that it's possible, but I get Christian. The fact that she's addressing it is her way of saying, nah, I'm a hoe who needs to do this from time to time. And
first of all, why would you even, yeah, go ahead.
It's going to resurface. Why would you even bring it up? Because you think in your mind as the person that's asking for it is, this is my ex. Let me just, or whoever the fuck, it don't matter who it is. Let me just get this out of my system before I fully commit to you.
So you find that reasonable?
I wouldn't be.
Let's say you were engaged and your girl said that to you. She brought it up, not you.
You can't circle this. There's so much with me. There's so much shit that they've been together 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
How much do I know about this nigga? Do I know that this nigga is her little safety, little space? Like when me and this bitch argue, does she run back to him? Like there's so much shit involved in who the fuck this nigga is and why the fuck she's vocalizing the fact that I need to go fuck this nigga.
So hold on, Britt, you're talking about you need to.
No, I'm with you, Christian. Let me get there. I'm with you.
Hold on, you need to like interview the guy that's gonna cuck you.
No. I don't need to interview it. I know. No, I'm saying I don't know, nigga. These aren't questions. I need to. Who is this nigga and why do you?
It's a.
We've been together for 4 years, and I'm saying, is this a?
Wait, why does that matter? Like, why does that matter if he? So you're saying if he hits a certain requirement, like it's okay for you to get cut?
What am I doing at my bachelor party? I'm fucking every bitch in the fucking party. So I can't be mad at this bitch for vocally being open enough with the nigga that she plans to spend the rest of her life with about needing to address.
Let me tell you why it's different, Britt. Let me tell you why it's different.
I gotta look at that.
Britt, hear me out.
I'm not just so quick to cut her. I'm probably gonna end up cutting her off. But I'm like, okay, let me see where you're coming from.
You would reply.
Where are you coming from with needing to tell me this and deal with this in this moment?
This is what you're saying, right, Christian?
No, Christian's like, fuck
let
that
me,
bitch.
Britt, hear me out, and let me explain why.
That's her safety net, and he'll always be that. I get it. Go ahead.
Let me tell you why. This is the first thing is, okay, so if this just came out of nowhere, right? And he's like kind of blunt. Hold on. Let me speak.
Oh, you right.
If this came out of nowhere and he was just blindsided by this, that's a really big red flag because it'd be different if he knew in the beginning. It'd be different if
is this an ex-boyfriend that I've known about?
It's a red flag. It's not a red flag. Sorry.
Let me explain.
Go on, Christian.
But that's what I was saying.
Let me explain.
It's like, is this a nigga I'm aware of?
Hear me out, bro. If it'd be different if he knew that they were both into some kind of hedonistic shit where they were a little open and their kind of their sexual proclivities were a little shit. That's different. But if he was under the impression that this woman was his ride or die, down for him, had no interest in anybody else, wanted to be him, loyal, all that, didn't have these thoughts, that's a huge red flag. Because think about this. When a woman is really in love with you and down for you and wants to be with you, she doesn't want to fuck other guys. She doesn't think about other stuff. She's almost suffocating you because she loves you so much and she only wants to be with you, right? That's number one. So if she's opening that door and asking for that, you're asking to get chopped in half because one day Things are going to go wrong. That's always going to be in the back of his fucking mind. They're going to get divorced. He's going to get chopped in half. He's going to have to be paying for her. And he's going to have to think about that guy fucking his wife and getting cucked out. And then God knows what's going to happen for the rest of his life, what kind of trauma he's going to have to deal with financially, all that. So it's a huge mistake. He needs to get the fuck out of there right away.
Touche. Like I said,
Storm clouds.
You right. You right. But this is why you my nigga though, is because when you lock in with a bitch, like it's like you're like the most night and day ass nigga when it comes to women. It's like you can be literally nigga I've watched you be the best boyfriend possible, and then the next day fuck half the city. Like, is this?
So not to the same woman.
Once he was like, oh, this bitch is on some funny business, I'm out. Now let me get back to the regularly recorded.
Yeah, look, single me and relationship me is different, right?
See, and with me, they're not. With me, I'm a hoe ass nigga to the core of me. And if you want to be with me, bitch, you need to understand that and address it. So if you are a bitch that's kind of cut from that same cloth, I think about it differently. You gotta understand what this bitch that I was fucking I don't say her name no more. That bitch I was fucking with.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
if that bitch would have told me she was a whole ass bitch from Jump Street, we never would have had no problems. But she sold herself as...
Yeah, but you're saying also, I just want to point out, even if she had sold herself as not a hoe-ass bitch from Jump Street...
That's what she did.
You're still...
No, that's the problem.
If she hadn't, you're still fucking whoever you want at your bachelor party.
But I told her that.
I know, but I'm saying regardless, either way.
Yes, I'm going to be me.
There's no judgment.
I'm going to Colombia for a week, bitch.
Colombia, that's where you want to go, huh?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not Bali?
Yeah. No, I'm going to Bali, nigga, in a couple weeks. Okay, that nigga, we holidaying in Bali, cuz.
All right, I got one more for you guys. All right, here we go. I caught my 33-year-old male significant other, she's 31, looking at random girls in bikini on his phone, and his response was, grow up. Is he gaslighting me?
No.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about looking at porn, looking at girls.
This is,
and at least they were in their bikinis.
This was actually one of the first like major fights me and that bitch got into.
Okay.
And what I said when she was making it a huge fight, the chick that I was with for 6-7 years, she's in the kitchen making me dinner. And I'm on her couch doing that, like looking at pictures. Like this is when Snapchat first, like I'm on Snap and this bitch just sent me some shit. I'm like, and she walks past me. She said, oh, she's cute. And that's all we ever spoke about it. And this is my active girlfriend, not a bitch that I'm dating. Like,
so that seems like this was not her response in this post.
Boom. Because you're threatened by a picture, bitch. If I go on Instagram right now and push home, the likelihood of a bitch in a bikini popping up is extremely high. So for you to have you to be upset,
second by a big cock, right?
Like if this ain't a bit, if it ain't a picture of a bitch in a bikini that I fucked, you
will like, soon.
What's the difference between me looking at a fucking picture of fucking Kylie Jenner and on the beach on some sexy, like that's some stupid shit.
Caitlyn Jenner.
We just watched fucking a movie with Selma Hayek getting banged out, and that's my spirit animal wife, and you weren't upset at that, but I'm
swiping
on the internet.
Let me ask this: Is there let me
you didn't catch me jerking off to a bitch on fucking X videos, like
let's let Christian respond.
A bikini bitch, get out of my face.
Oh. Okay, so just again the story. So
I flipped this dinner table over.
So this woman saw her man looking at somebody in a bikini or some shit.
Several different ladies in bikini pics.
This nigga's
all right. So this is the thing.
Bitch
he was zooming and he was zooming in.
Bitch got ass.
So look, she has to accept what a man's nature is.
Boom.
Okay. Just because a man
destiny. Oh, no, that's white guys.
Men are always going to be looking at other women, being attracted by other women. There's no way to turn that off, right? That doesn't mean that he's necessarily going to act on it. That doesn't mean that, he's still not attracted to you or into you and all that. I mean, being in a relationship with a woman you're happy with and all that, that could lower that desire to look at other things to a degree, but it's still always going to be there. It's still a man. It's biology. And you know what I mean? You can't help. He can't control when his eyes look at something and his brain's telling him and, attracting him and triggering that thing.
Right. It's not an alpha male because he conquered once. It's because, bitch, it's what I do.
So, I mean, should he be doing that? No, not necessarily, right? But I mean,
should?
Okay, so let's never ever watch an R-rated movie again. Like that's the dumbest shit for you to be upset with some shit that.
No, because at the end of the day, you still have control of your actions, right? So, you could be tempted to look at porn fucking 24/7. But at the end of the day, you still have control of whether you do it, right? So again, it's like, all right, it's not ideal for him to be doing that, but it's kind of much ado about nothing. I mean, unless he's actually acting on things, talking to women, out there cheating, getting attention, it's really much ado about nothing. I mean, you can't really turn that off.
Let's explain for the ladies out there. Where does it go from okay to danger zone when your partner is looking at porn or looking at just like pictures of the hot girls or whatever, or looking at hot girls on the street? Where does it go? Where does it pass the line where they should be concerned?
When you stop seeing that happen, because now he's taking it from the screen to real life.
Okay.
That's a good point, Britt. I was just going to say that. Concept, so imagine now if that's closed off, he's going to get to the point where he's going to be fucking so thirsty that he might be tempted to go out there and find something else.
That's
right.
But
this might be kind of this might be kind of like,
that men have to lust over women. I don't know why.
But what about on the street looking at girls?
And that's when a nigga is in a committed relationship. That's where it goes to. It goes from the streets to my fucking phone. So I'm sitting we're here together. And I'm looking at somebody else, bitch. I'm going to put this phone down and knock the shit out of you. Like, why are you upset? You should be upset when I'm not here and you don't see me scrolling through pictures of bitches, because now I'm out in the streets putting my fucking hands on bitches. You want a screen between me and bitches.
All right.
Yeah, I mean that could be mitigating that risk of getting out there and dogs got to eat.
Stop being insecure, bitch. You're not the only attractive bitch. I had a past. You're not the only bad bitch on the planet. My desire for liking beautiful women didn't go away when I met you, bitch. I love you and I'm committed to you. So let me lust on a screen.
Hang on, let me print out some titty pics
and get riled up and wear your ass out. Like, stop being stupid, bitch. You're my bitch. These bitches on the screen aren't.
Okay.
What's your problem?
No, it's good. It's good info for people, because I know that's something that comes up with people.
Shit's weird, bro.
Christian, you ever been confronted with that in a relationship?
Yeah, man. I've had I've been had chicks go through my phone and see pictures of shit, bro.
But like when you're in a committed relationship and then they see you not actually because what you said, like you keyed in on something that was really important. Putting yourself out there, getting attention, right? That's hang on. He said that
his bitch invite a bitch to the threesome and then get upset when the bitch got involved on the threesome and she kicked the bitch out.
Okay,
like she invited her and then got upset and then
we don't have to get into that. But my point is that I keyed in on something he said, which is that it was when he's putting himself out there, right? That's where it goes from. Like, it's okay to danger zone, right? Because you know what I mean? It's like opening the fucking door.
As my spouse, bitch, you should have already understood this.
But I'm saying, other than the opening the door, just looking, have you been confronted with that?
Yeah, that's
Christian. And well, you too, but Christian.
Like I said, yeah, because I did have my phone and stuff gone through without my knowledge, and I did have pictures of other chicks and shit, like old shit or even whatever, whatever. But it wasn't that big a deal. But this is the problem, that it does cause suspicion.
Does it?
But again, I wasn't cheating during that relationship.
How did she know that?
Well, let's see. Never got caught.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Because you're swiping through a text thread that doesn't say that felt so good last night. Like, where did you see that at? It's not even a text thread. I'm just swiping through a bitch's profile pictures. Like, this is public, not bitch.
Right. You guys should work in movies. Then you
right.
There's
no conversations, no nothing. I mean, look.
If you work in movies,
again,
you can always
it's not ideal.
It's not ideal. Like, you wouldn't want to walk past your bitch and see her looking at fucking pictures of niggas with 12 packs and shit. Like, I get it. But I wouldn't say, but in that same vein, I wouldn't say nothing. I'd slap her fucking phone out her hand and pipe that bitch out. Like,
dude, I was one of my exes, dude. We get in the car. She has her Bluetooth on, and a fucking porn video starts playing. She was watching porn before we got in the car.
That happened too.
That's funny.
So I was just like,
show me that shit.
I didn't feel threatened. I just thought it was kind of weird. Because I'm like, I didn't even know it's been truly.
I had the same exact, bruh. Bitches are. I knew at a real young age that women, like Christian, me and you, nigga, we put the demon in demon time, nigga. But I was in a room full of bitches that I thought were, upstanding citizens in Vegas. Like, me and Mickey.
In Vegas? You were in a room with...
Listen, me and Mickey met these bitches at a pool party, daytime pool party and shit. It's like, oh, yeah, these cool. We got to be at this club by a certain hour. Like, they're like, oh, well, just... Like, the pool party was... They were staying in the hotel that the pool party was at. And we weren't. So we had to go back to our room to change and shit before we went to the club. They're like, well, we're staying here. Like, just come up to our rooms with us. We'll change and then come with you. Me and Mickey do that. These bitches, I don't know whether they forgot that we were in the room or not, but me and Mickey, like, we weren't supposed, like...
What do you mean?
The shit that was being said was some of the most savage, sexual, direct, like... Bitch, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Somebody's son is getting this pussy tonight, bitch. Like, no, I did not come to Vegas with this sexy ass fucking dress to not get some dick put in me. And like, it was some of the most. I'm like, damn, these, like, me and Mickey just had this conversation before we went to the pool party. Like, not with this.
Britt, you bring up
expletives, but these.
You bring up a good point.
These bitches are human too, nigga. This is why.
Yeah, you bring up a good point.
Go ahead,
because like a lot of guys have this fantasy about women being innocent and like kind of like these angels that don't have, like, they're not sexual and they're not hornballs, right? And that gets them fucked up. They are absolutely hornballs. Sometimes they're worse than men. I mean, they think about men nonstop. When they're together, all they're doing is talking about men 90% of the time. Like, they're not talking about politics and business and other shit most of the time. They're talking about guys and fucking and food and other kind of weird shit.
Let's be honest.
That's what they're doing.
When you say guys, you really mean they're talking about dick size.
Dick. That cave is gonna be a cave. Who the fuck is going to come? What explorer has what it takes?
Have you guys ever lived with a woman that you weren't dating? Like, just a platonic, lived with a woman?
I had a roommate that was a friend that was in a house of like 5 people. She was one of the rooms. So, but not really.
So I've done it. I've done it a few times, and I can tell you that you really see real human nature, because then once they know that it's not a sexual thing, they don't have to care, and they're going to drop their guard. You see, sometimes they go out on the prowl. They're fucking bringing guys home. They might fuck 2 guys in the same night. You know what I mean? They might be like, oh, I fucked this. Dude, these guys don't even know. Sometimes they'll be like, yeah, that guy sucked. I didn't like him. And then they're like, oh, I'm still feeding. I'm going to go out and get another one.
Dripping out of it, nigga.
Man.
Like, bro.
You can't, you know what I'm saying? Like Britt said, they're human beings. You know, some of them are hornier than others. Obviously, some of them have more self-control than others. But you got to be aware of that.
And this is why coming out of the situation I'm coming out of, it's like, damn, bitch, I've never, I thought I knew how cold bitches were. It's like this bitch showed me like fuck ice cold, nigga. Like the frozen, like this
dry ice.
Like, I'm still like baffled by some of the shit that this bitch said and did. It's like, you, like, what heart, bitch? Like, you're a heartless dog ass dick taker.
Well, that also sounds like you have this particular woman was pretty bad.
Bruh.
I mean, you can't, I mean.
We're talking about a woman that told me she never lied to me.
Right, but you can't generalize all women based on this one stripper.
And that came home and, I'm not Why not? First of all, and second of all, I'm saying that's not. I didn't say that. I said that.
No, it's more what Christian said.
Showed me. I'm a realist. Like I get the hoe in the. Like this is why I like hoes. Is because I identify with them.
Yeah.
So when a bitch does some hoe shit that is like is disgusting to
but see
to
the
me,
problem
for you to become disgusting to me, for me to think lesser of you as a person, you know how hard that is? That bitch is on a list by herself. Nobody has ever made me like it's
well look the problem there, Britt, is like what I was kind of referring to also is like this is what happens when you try to put a woman in a category that they're not really in. Right, you got to accept people for who they are and what their nature is, and that's it. Because you can't.
If I would have done that based off of my own fucking.
But come on, let's be real here. We can all identify things
at face value. I won't say took it. But I allowed her word to ride.
You should have known better. You have way too much experience, and you've been around the block. You should know better.
Unusual.
And you put it. You want it.
And so is losing 3 fucking loved ones.
Yeah, no, I know. I know that you had a bunch of issues going on. That's the only reason I stayed.
Like I stayed with her because of life circumstance. I didn't have the energy to deal with that bitch. So I just.
That's definitely part of it too.
Like it was. Like, of course, nigga, and I know you can identify with that shit. COVID? Nigga, come on. Like,
look, I mean, that's part of it too. Certain circumstances in life, lead you to do things that you maybe you're not in your right mind, or you try to convince yourself of certain things to make things work. When in actuality, it is what it is. Right, you know what I mean? Right. And you can't beat yourself up too much over it.
No. And that's, me, nigga. This ain't me beating myself up. This is me being like, damn, nigga, like, you fuck what you was going through, nigga. Like,
like when I got away with that triple homicide.
I knew who the fuck I was dealing with. It was just like, I was just waiting for that bitch to be like, to keep it real at a certain point. Like she doubled down. I can't even say doubled. This bitch quadrupled down on the bullshit.
No, but
like she never was
still.
It was never like.
Hang on,
but you gotta also remember, bro. Like
still,
like they're like women. Like their ultimate like superpower is their ability to be manipulative, right? Because ever since a young age, they don't fight like men. Like men always have the physicality aspect where if something happens, we can defend ourselves and fight. They learn how to use their minds and their lives to kind of get their way and go and move through life.
That's like me being Superman and oh, wait a minute, Kryptonium all of a sudden doesn't affect me, but you're still trying to stab me with it.
Can I cut in real quick? Because I think it's so unusual knowing you how this girl like fucked up with you, and I think it's because she must have had a magic pussy.
Yes, she was one of them.
Obviously,
right, and you know why?
And it fooled you.
She had a she had a magic pussy, and it's like, damn, like how are you? And you don't even know what to do with it. Ooh, like. So I'm just gonna do what I want.
Britt, I think there's also kind of
a while until you start to bother me to the point that I don't want it. It's weird.
What did he say? Hang on. What did you say, Christian?
No, I was just saying, and then look, on top of all that, it's like again, like you were mentioning, sometimes life circumstances get to you in a certain phase where you normally, maybe you don't see things you normally would, or you convince yourself of certain things.
It's all about lying to yourself at that point.
And here's the thing, though, Kevin, you. Better than most understand that that's not what I was going through. Like I was coming here in January, February, talking about how unhappy I was and how all the shit that I was.
Well, you were. It was.
But I never just actively.
I think what happened, and
I found here's the thing. I accidentally found myself in a situation like. It's like when you.
Can I tell you what I thought here about this?
I could swim really, really well.
Right.
But if you jump into that NASA pool that's like 100 feet deep, it's a little different in that motherfucking pool. And then especially when you add 100 fucking pound weight on your fucking back.
Exactly what I was going to say is that I think that you lost sight of yourself because of what you were going through with your life. And when you don't have sight of yourself, when you don't know yourself, that's when you get fucked up. That's when you fuck up in relationships. Because it's all about, you got to know who you are, know what you're doing, and know what you're about. And you lost sight of that because you were so distracted by actual life.
I lost my, I'm not.
You put it
I
a different way.
Myself.
Put it a different. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
I knew exactly who I was. Just the shit that I was going through.
That's what I mean. It like threw you off.
I just didn't give I was.
So you kind of like just went along with other stuff in real life because you were in your head.
Life, it was literally like instead of actively dealing with life, it was like you remember that first Nintendo game where it was not I think it's called Street Fighter.
Hell yeah, I remember Street Fighter.
But no, not.
You mean Double Dragon?
Where you're walking down the street and
I
you
know
just
Double
fight.
Dragon.
It was like that, bro. Like it was like instead of me
Ninja Gaiden was good too.
Instead of me just walking down a different street, I was just like, fuck it, let's just deal with this shit as it comes. Like it was like, what's up?
Because at the end of the day,
this bitch got
don't get me wrong, at the end of the day, you could talk your way out of it and get some pussy.
Boom, because that pussy is so good. She's so sexy, them titties. It's like, if you just shut the fuck up, bitch, like I don't like be a hoe. Just don't tell me you're not. Like my issue is her telling me you're coming home and taking a shower in panties and telling me you're not a hoe.
What?
Boom, Christian.
It's the panties to the side move.
What the fuck?
She worked at an all nude strip club and never took her panties off.
She said, I never take my panties off. And then I said, yeah, bitch, that's because you take them to the side. That's when, are you fucking, like, that's when, this bitch used to come home, bro, and get in the shower with her panties on. It's like, I don't know if this bitch thinks I'm stupid, but it's like, one, you live here.
But what was the purpose of that?
To wash all the residue that's leaking out of you on your way home, bitch.
Or on her panties.
You've soiled your pants because you pull them to the side. First of all, you don't take them off.
See,
you pull them to the side, which means you have other people's DNA on your fucking panties, and you need to rinse that shit off.
You know, you should have scanned her with a black light when she came in.
She's a fucking slore, and then would come home and act. I'm like, damn, I've never known a motherfucker to come to their place of residence and get in the shower with panties on. I just do that from time to time.
Yeah, I do that at like a public pool party in public showers.
Right. I'm like, so this is Encore Beach Club. But I'm not wearing panties. This is Encore Beach Club. This ain't Venice Beach, bitch. Like, what the fuck do you mean? You live here. Fuck are your panties on?
Well, look, I mean, Britt, that's fucking weird as hell. But look, Britt, sometimes when people are in certain situations and maybe they're a little desperate for whatever they got going, they tolerate things they normally wouldn't or shouldn't tolerate. Right?
100%.
So I mean, I think that's probably what happened.
That's exactly where I was at in dealing with her. But people seem to feel like that's me being taken advantage of. It's like, no, bitch, I knew I knew who I was dealing with. I knew what I was dealing with. I'm upset because I know what's happening. And I'm asking you a question,
but it also
you're doubling down on lying.
But it was when that stuff happened to you that you started to truly see what was going on with her,
right? Because
you weren't but before that, it may have been going on, may have not. You have suspicions, whatever. But like you were kind of in on like what was going on.
No, I was never in on her as an entity. Period.
Okay,
like. I
thought you were all about her. When I first met you guys together, you were kind of all about her. You told me to shut the fuck up when I told you might not work out.
Yeah, because
I shouldn't say that to anybody. I can't help myself.
I said that on the ear before. It's like, nigga, you were the first motherfucker to look me in the face and be like, yeah, I get it. She's sexy and all, but
she's cute, but
she's kind of ditzy, right? She's just kind of ditzy. Like, I don't think you guys have a lot to talk about. I was like, yeah, nigga, we ain't talking 2 months. Fucking me.
Who cares?
Fucking balls are trying to fucking descend again.
What's up, Christian?
No, I was gonna look, Britt. I've said this a million times, bro. And this is something a fucking old OG taught me a long time ago, man. Lipstick on a pig is still lipstick on a pig. Boom, and when you roll around the mud with pigs, you're gonna get dirty.
Hey, bruh, this is why
deep thoughts.
This is why, most people interpret. I don't know what. Like this when you were next to Daisy the other night. Was that last night or 2 nights ago? We were talking. I'm like, why do you keep bringing her up? Like you think?
You know why? Because it's so out of character for you.
You think? No, it's
But that's why, because we know you. We know how you deal with everyone we've seen you deal with except her. And it's out of character. So it's an anomaly. And she's curious about what
happens to the best of us, bro.
It would be an anomaly if I didn't experience my grandmother, my mother, and my brother dying while I was with her. Then it would be an anomaly. For me dealing with that bitch at face value and not going through the worst trauma I've ever gone through in my life, then it would be an anomaly.
I'm not the one bringing it up.
But you guys are negating the fact.
You guys, I'm not bringing it up.
I don't give a fuck if you can be touche-ish. Kind of, you've done it. You fucking done it. I just made a point to you when the first time you did it, and you were like, oh, I said this to you. You're like, oh, duh. But
I understand that you were going through shit and you just weren't fucking paying attention.
Nigga, I moved from Los Angeles to fucking
Chino.
What an idiot.
Nigga, because
what a fucking idiot.
Because the option, because I was supposed to move to Vegas, my nigga, and then my fucking my mom's mom died, and instead of moving to fucking Vegas,
didn't Domino's, man.
I was like, well, me and this bitch are 2 months into fucking speechless sex. I'm like, damn, this bitch is exactly what I need. And then fuck it, I'll move in with you. I'll come stay with you. And then she started talking.
Yeah, you got to make sure you like the way they talk before you move in.
Then boom! I wasn't checking boxes, nigga. My grandmother
That's
died.
a really important one to talk. That's a really good one to check.
My mother was diagnosed with stage 4 in less than fucking 18 months. It was my life, nigga. I wasn't thinking.
You don't have to explain. I get it.
I'm like, dude, I'll take these big ass titties and consistent pussy and try to deal with my life shit. And she was enough, like, my issue with her is just not keeping it real. Like, I know you're a dog ass bitch, so tell me that. Don't tell me you aren't.
But y'all were both kind of pretending you were going to be in a long-term relationship.
We could have been if she would have kept it real with me. I'm the nigga that told her, hey, bitch.
Well, for her, a long-term relationship is you believing in her fucking around.
So that friend that you're telling me, oh yeah, you guys did it. We're going to fuck her at some point. Oh no, I'm not going to do that. Like, bitch, shut up. Like, she wasn't real with her. She doesn't know herself.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's like, oh yeah, you lost yourself.
Well, I think both y'all didn't know. I think that's a big problem.
I know exactly who the fuck I was. I lost control of myself in life and the shit that I was going through in life.
Because you're trauma. I get it.
Once I'm processed that shit, I'm going to get back to being me.
Which is why we've seen that. And that's, I think, why she keeps bringing it up.
So for any person that doesn't know who they are, it would seem like in a situation like that where I lost myself due to some shit that's completely outside of that bitch's purview.
Right.
Do you ever wonder? Seem like I lost myself because of her. No, nigga.
No. We know that.
Like this.
Nobody that knows you thinks that.
I don't.
Nobody that knows you well thinks that. How about that?
No. First of all, nobody knows me well. And second of all,
God damn.
Anywho.
You acting like a little bitch right now.
See, this is why. Send the nigga that brought emotions to the emotionless party.
You acting like a little bitch right now.
That shit at the door, bro.
Hey, don't make me circle back to 2022, nigga, and get your fucking. Just because you lost your feelings over somewhere over the South Pacific Ocean, nigga, don't mean you didn't have some, nigga, before you left this motherfucking state.
You were doing the King and I.
Like I said, man, look, Britt, shit happens to the best of us, bro. And look, we're all talking about exactly what happened. All she did was make
me a colder ass nigga. Like I'm
not. Look, bro. Look, just look. You look. This is what happens, man. You learn from shit. You become wiser. That's it.
Taste Britt's dick every time you fucking.
Don't forget that, audience. You become wiser. You
blowing spots up.
All I'm saying is.
And on that note.
J-Dub, take your shrapnel.
Nigga, like, you go ahead and sit on that mind, nigga. You got that. You could be the mayor of that fucking dumpster. Fucking.
All right, bro. We still winning, baby.
That nigga's the mayor of the Santa Monica City dump. Like, yeah, you get all of.
And we're out.